It's such a shame that most men are making these 7 hair mistakes without even realizing. And I want you to look your best, so I'm not wasting any time. Let's go over each of these mistakes, and I'll also show you exactly how you can change your hair from dull, lifeless, dry, to smooth, shiny hair that will literally have women complimenting you on how great it looks. And first, the main reason why when you try to copy someone's hairstyle, maybe a photo you saw of someone online or your favorite celebrity's hairstyle, it just doesn't work, right? It doesn't look the same. And that is because everyone has a different hair type. And there's an easy way to find out what your hair type is. And we're gonna do it right now together. And by the way, this isn't a new thing. It's just that most men don't know this. Us guys, we never really learned our hair type when we were growing up, right? But the system was actually created back in the 90s by Oprah's hairstylist, Andre Walker. So it's been around for a while. Here's how you can tell which hair type you have. Hair types are categorized by a numbering and lettering system. So it starts from 1A, which is super straight and fine, all the way to 4C, which is coily and thick. And the numbers refer to the type of curl pattern. So 1 is straight, 2 is wavy, 3 is curly, and 4 is coily. The letters A, B, C show how tight the curls or the waves are, with A being the loosest and C being the tightest. Now, why does this matter? Because using the wrong products or getting the wrong haircut for your hair type will actually make your hair look like shit. So let me give you quick tips for each hair type. If you have type 1 hair, you want something that won't make your hair too oily or weigh it down. A product that works really well for that hair type is the Forte Series Texture Powder because it adds volume and texture which this hair type needs, right? It's really straight with no texture, with no volume. You should also go for lightweight sprays like a sea salt or thickening spray. That would be perfect here because they add volume without adding grease. For 2A to 2C, which is wavy hair, you're gonna want something that defines those waves without making them crunchy. So use a light cream like the Forte Series Hairstyling Cream, which is perfect for this, or the sea salt spray, which is one of our best-selling products because it keeps going viral on TikTok. For 3A to 3C, which is curly hair, hydration is actually gonna be your best friend. So look for products that moisturize and define your curls, like curl creams, hydrating oil, or a cream that won't dry out your hair. And for 4A to 4C coils, rich, nourishing products are the way to go. So heavy creams, oils, and leave-in conditioners, that will keep your hair looking healthy and looking great. If you haven't figured it out by now, using the right hair products for your hair type is an absolute game changer. So make sure that you're buying high quality products and the right products for your hair type and your hairstyle. But if you've ever had dry or itchy scalp, or if your hair looks dull, it doesn't have that healthy shine to it, right? Then you're probably making this next mistake. By now, I'm sure that you've heard that you have natural oils in your hair and your scalp, and that these oils are actually really important for hair health and for growth. And you probably know by now as well that shampoos actually strip away those natural oils. But there's one more thing in your shower that's stripping away those oils that isn't shampoo. The oils on your scalp can be in a semi-solid state. They don't drip down your head when you look down, right? They're not runny, they're not liquid. But when hot water melts those oils, it makes them really easy to be washed away in the shower, which then causes your hair to be dry, itchy, flake, and even the hair strands themselves lose that nice healthy shine and they become dull and frizzy. And look, I know that hot showers feel great, they're relaxing, but they actually strip away all of the good stuff your hair needs. So instead of using hot water, use lukewarm or cold water. The same way that you wouldn't water a plant with hot steamy water, right? Lukewarm water actually gets the job done without being too harsh. It keeps those natural oils in your hair so it can grow strong, smooth, and shiny, which is what we all want. But a lot of guys are still messing up because most men don't realize there is a way to know the exact amount of product that your hair needs. And to explain why this happens, you need to understand hair porosity. Hair porosity explains how your hair absorbs and holds moisture or products. So if you have high porosity, think of it like a sponge that sucks up everything very quickly. And if you have low porosity, it barely lets any water in. Now, I'm assuming you don't know what your hair porosity is, and don't worry because most men don't, but there's a really easy test that you can do. You just take one strand of clean hair, it needs to be clean, no product, no oils, just clean hair, and drop it into a glass of water. And if it sinks fast, you're looking at high porosity. Now, if it floats, you've got low porosity. And if you take some time between sinking, then you're medium porosity. This test is so easy, and it helps you figure out how much product to use. Look, it might seem like a lot of work to grab a hair strand, run these tests, but really, it's gonna take you a couple of minutes to do it, and you only have to do it once, and then you know whether it's 1C, 2B, or whatever, and then whether it's a high, medium, or low porosity. All of that within 2 minutes, and it's for the rest of your life. So it might seem like we're running a little science project here, but this is knowledge that you will carry with you for the rest of your life. And if you have high porosity, because of that fast absorption, you might need to use a little bit more product to keep it moisturized, right? Because it's sucking that product in. But you can't go overboard because all of a sudden then your hair looks greasy. And if your hair is low porosity, you're gonna notice that hair products tend to sit on top of it instead of getting absorbed. And that means that your hair gets weighed down really easily. So instead of adding too much, you should start with a smaller amount of product and see how it goes, because it's not going into your hair. It's just sitting on top of it, weighing it down. But before adding any products, 70% of people ruin their hair right after the shower without even realizing it. And maybe you're a part of that statistic because of how you dry your hair. Now, we've all been guilty of this at some point, right? Grabbing the closest towel and then just aggressively rubbing your hair to dry it as quickly as possible. We're men, we want it to be practical, we want it to be quick. But here's the thing, being too rough on your wet hair can actually do way more harm than good. Your hair is especially vulnerable when it's wet, and it can easily break. Wet hair is in its most delicate state. That's why you need to treat it like gold, all right? It's important to go easy when you're drying or when you're brushing wet hair. First, what I would recommend is actually switching to a microfiber towel and gently patting your hair instead of, rubbing it with a regular towel and going crazy. That's gonna be way better for your hair in the long run, and it's gonna prevent breakage, it's gonna prevent frizz, and if you're thinning, which, a lot of guys start to thin around late 20s, early 30s even, this is gonna be a lot better for long term because you're gonna lose a lot less hair. And when it comes to detangling your wet hair, reach for a wide tooth comb or a brush that's actually specifically designed for wet hair. These brushes are made to be more gentle without pulling or breaking your hair when you're brushing it. And speaking of hair brushes, there's another mistake that the majority of guys are making, and it's actually kind of gross, and it's very easy to fix though. You know how your hair sometimes gets greasy really fast after you wash it? It might be because you're not cleaning your hairbrush or the comb that you use. I mean, think about it. Your hair has product in it, it has all these oils or conditioner, whatever, and you're brushing your hair. Maybe you have some dry skin, some dandruff, and then you keep just reusing that dirty brush, and all of that oil, the gunk, it all goes back into your clean hair, ruining all of that hard work of cleansing it out in the shower. In fact, when is the last time that you cleaned your tools? I'm sure it's been a while, right? Because I know that before I learned this, I never washed my hairbrushes. I would maybe pull some hair out, but that's kind of it, until I learned about this. Now, I didn't realize how much it was messing up my hair. Now, of course, I clean and I wash my brushes every few months, or whenever they start looking a little gross. I'm like, okay, it's about time for a clean. It's super easy. All you have to do is clean it out and make sure that it's clean. And look, scalp infections, dandruff, and even hair loss can be triggered by the buildup of bacteria from your styling tools. So make sure that they're clean. And this mistake is so easy to fix. All you gotta do is use some warm water and shampoo to clean that brush, or you can soak them into water and vinegar. If they haven't been cleaned in a while, you can just leave them in there for 20 minutes and that is it, it's done. Okay, so if you follow my Instagram, you probably saw that I recently got into plants. I finally got some real plants. I used to only have fake plants because I'm not good at keeping real ones alive, all right? But using a plant analogy, which I think goes really well here, is if their leaves start to droop, right? If they start looking unhealthy, you don't just trim the leaves and it's like, all right, cool, we're good, call it a day. You actually check the soil, because that's usually where the problem starts. And it's the same for hair. Our scalp is the soil, but most guys ignore it and they wonder why their hair isn't looking good. If you want your hair to grow well, you gotta take care of your scalp. Even if you can't see it, it's still important. And the American Academy of Dermatology actually says that our scalp has around 100,000 hair follicles, which is why stimulating that blood flow is key. So make sure to massage your scalp regularly. You can use a scalp massager. It feels really nice, it feels luxurious, it's very relaxing, and it's gonna help your hair grow even faster. So if your hair isn't growing as fast as you want it to, your scalp might be the issue. And the scalp massages, they actually keep the blood flowing and the skin healthy, and it allows your hair follicles to get the nutrients they need to grow strong and to grow healthy. But overcoming this next mistake is what made the biggest difference for my hair personally. Honestly, it was night and day for me. Once I learned this, my hair just looked so much better. I actually felt kind of stupid for not knowing this earlier. And I'm talking about hair masks. And I actually did one earlier today, this morning when I took a shower. And when I first tried them, I was skeptical. I wasn't sure. I was like, this is for women. I don't need that. I don't really have super long hair, and I wasn't expecting much, to be honest. But man, I was really wrong, because masks, it's like a superfood for your hair, right? They're packed with the nutrients that go way beyond what your standard conditioner can do. And my hair went from being lifeless and dull, to be honest, like pretty dry and kind of brittle, to soft, shinier, and healthier. And that was like, it was super quick. It was within a couple of uses. What I would say is do a mask once a week and look for a mask that fixes issues that you notice in your hair. So for example, if you need moisture, if you feel like your hair is really dried out, right? Go for a hydrating mask, coconut oil, argan oil. And if you want to strengthen your hair because maybe it's breaking, there's a lot of frizz going on and breakage, you might want to go with a protein treatment like keratin, for example, which is a solid choice. And I'm going to link my favorites in the description of this video in my Amazon storefront. I always update my Amazon storefront with the best and the latest. So if you want to go and give it a follow, I highly recommend it so you have the best products. If you combine all of these tips, there's no way your hair won't look good. So all you have to do now is choose the right hairstyle. And for the best hairstyle ideas, I got this video right here for you.